Howdy, friends. Steve DePoe here for the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. The first one for 2021. We hope you had a great holiday season. Hope you went out and did something fun because you all, we all deserve it when you come right down to it. But here's the first one for 2021. Getting back in the saddle here with our real estate vlogs, and I hope you enjoy the year. We have some great stuff planned. So this week's real estate vlog, 4.5 seller beliefs that are no longer valid. So let's get down to it. Number one, if I price it high, they'll still come. Well, yeah, no, not so much. What'll happen is if you price your house too high, then people aren't, the buyer's agents are not going to show your house. Or if they show the house, it's going to become known as a house that's priced too high. One of the things that's unique here to I don't know if it's Texas or just North Texas, is there's not a lot of negotiation that goes on. Okay, if your house is priced at 400 and it should be at 380, people just aren't going to make an offer. People just don't come in and say your house should be listed at 380. I'm going to give you an offer at 380. They don't do that. They just say you want 400. It should be at 380. I'm out of here. And so as a buyer's agent, no point two, as a buyer's agent, what I do when I work with my buyers is we discuss what your price range is. And if somebody says they're at 375 to 400, then what I'm going to do when I get a list of houses to show them, I'm probably going to look at 365 to maybe 410. Okay, why? Because I don't want something that's 401 or 402 to slip through our fingers, and that may be the best house for them. So I'm going to go a little bit higher. But if your house is priced at, let's say, 425, because you think you can get a little bit more out of it, God bless you. That's an interesting idea. But it's not going to show up on my radar for my clients. Okay, and we're just not going to show it. We're never going to see the house. Okay, so it has to be priced right. Trust your real estate. Trust your real estate agent. And when Rose comes in to price your house, take her word for it. She knows what she's doing. She's expert at pricing a house. And don't say, I want to get 15,000 more out of it. It's not going to work. It's just going to sit there, become stale, and be known as an overpriced house. So why do I really have to make the substantial improvements to my house to sell it? What's going on here? Well, here's a couple of things to understand. Okay. If you're looking for, let's put yourself in this position. If you're looking for a $400,000 house in the Metroplex, right? You're going to expect certain things. You're going to expect decent paint on the wall, decent floor coverings, including tile and wood and carpet. You're going to expect decent cabinets in the kitchen, as well as a nicely appointed master bedroom and master bath. And no holes in walls and decent doors throughout the house, right? Okay, that's what you're going to expect if I'm showing you a $400,000 house. If your house is sitting there at $400,000, or you think your house is worth $4,000, or Rose comes in and says, yeah, your house is worth $400,000, the people that I bring in to show your house to are going to expect those things too. So if you've got kitchen cabinet doors that are kind of cattywampus and falling off the hinges, or you've got 5 different color paints throughout the house, or you've got a big old stain, where the kids spilled grape juice in the middle of the family room carpet, you're going to have to get those things fixed. Okay, because just as when I'm taking you out to see a house, somebody else is coming in to see your house and they're expecting the same things that you're expecting. Nice cabinetry, nice floor coverings, decent wall covering. Now, one of the things I also kind of impress upon my clients is the fact that paint is cheap. If you don't like the light gray and you prefer white, or vice versa, paint is cheap. There's going to be a period, a closing when you can throw some paint on the wall. I say the same thing to you. If you're the seller and you're trying to sell your house, right, and you've got a blue paint on the wall, something that, or maybe you customized your house and you have 4 different color paints throughout the house, the buyers aren't going to be jazzed about that. Paint is cheap. Paint the walls. Now, what a lot of people think, which isn't exactly true, is that if I spend $5,000 or I spend $10,000 on kitchen cabinets to upgrade the kitchen cabinets because the ones I have are old or maybe a little bit worn or those kinds of things, then I'm going to get $10,000 out. Okay, not so much. I did a vlog last year, 2020, about the improvements that you can make to your house and your return on investment. Some things are worth more than other things, okay? Partly because of the expectation of the buyer. So let's get back to my first example. If your house is worth 400,000 and a buyer comes in, they're going to expect nice kitchen cabinets, nice kitchen countertops, nice floor coverings, decent wall, decent. I'm gonna say wall coverings, but decent paint on the wall, and not five different colors throughout the house. Okay, that's what they're going to expect. Now, if you have let's say you have a little bit, let's say you have a little bit older house, you've lived in it, so it's a little worn. I'm not saying it's torn up, but I'm saying it's kind of worn. Maybe you have a couple of kids and a dog and whatever. It's lived in. It's your house. It's lived in. Don't be ashamed. It's just lived in. Okay. But the buyers coming in are going to expect, for let's say again $400,000. They're going to expect a really nice house, okay, and maybe because your house has been lived in for 10 or 15 years, maybe have certain I'm going to call them upgrades, but that's not a fair term. A few modifications that you have to bring your house up to that level. So again, if the carpet in your family room is just worn because it's 5 years old and you have three kids and a dog, that carpet's probably going to have to be replaced. Are you going to get $3,000 more for your house because you replace that carpet? No, because the buyers are going to expect a nice carpet there. Okay. It's just like, are you going to is a buyer going to expect the roof not to leak? Of course. So if there's something in the roof that we're going to have to fix, we're going to have to fix that roof. We're going to expect it not to leak. Okay. We're going to expect the pipes to work. We're going to expect electricity to turn on by the switch, right? As a bare minimum. And if some of those things are just kind of out of whack and need tweaking, then yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, you're not going to get your investment back that you just put in to bring your house up to like that minimum level. So you're not going to always get that high value return on investment, that maybe you're thinking you should get back. More repairs? Well, here's what's going to happen. So you're going to make those repairs and those up. I'm not going to say those upgrades, but those repairs to bring your house up to that level. Okay, your house is listed at 400. Buyers are going to expect a certain level, in that house that's 400, and so you're going to bring your house up to that level. Now, what's going to happen is I'm a buyer's agent, so I'm going to bring my buyer into that house. We're gonna make an offer, and we're gonna have about somewhere between a 5 and 7 day period to have the house inspected and get back to you with potential repairs. Now, when my inspector comes in and does the inspection, and these inspectors are licensed and bonded by the state of Texas. When these inspectors come in and do their thing, they're going to say, these are the things that I see deficient in the house. Um, they have a checklist of, most of the inspectors have a checklist of several hundred, if not 1,000 things they're going to check. Right. Me, as the buyer's agent, I'm going to look at three different things. I'm going to look at safety. I'm going to look at structural, and I'm going to look at big ticket items. Okay. So if there's some sort of a safety or structural issue, the roof leaks, there's a leaky pipe, there's a short in the wall on a switch. I'm going to encourage my buyers to ask you to fix those things, because those are structural and those are safety. Okay. And we can't sell it. I can't have my buyers buy a house that isn't safe for them to live in. Okay. At the same time, the big ticket items would be something along the lines of potentially roof repair, or let's say hot water heater or HVAC. Okay, the heating and air conditioning system. Right now, if your heating and air conditioning system is 20 years old, okay, and in need of repair, I'm going to ask you to repair it. It's not a safety or structural issue, but it's a big ticket item that's in need of repair. And if it shows that on the inspection report, we're going to ask you to fix that HVAC system to bring it up to a certain level. Because I don't want day one in July or August, my buyer's moving into that house, and bam, the AC goes out because it's 20 years old. I'm going to make sure that AC is in good working order, and then yeah, that means unfortunately the seller's going to have to pay for it. So it's your house, and you're going to have to pay for it before my buyers take possession of that house. Can I give a flooring allowance at closing? We've done this before. We've done flooring allowances before, but it's not exactly a cash exchange. Okay. So what you're going to have to do is, if you have again, we like this $400,000 range. So let's stick with it. Okay. So let's say you have a house that's $400,000, and you're going to give a $5,000 flooring allowance to a new buyer. So it's not going to just be a $5,000 check. Here you go. Thanks a lot for buying my house. You're going to have to do one of a couple of things. Okay. You're either going to have to reduce the price of your house by $5,000. So it's $400,000 house. We're going to buy it now you're going to buy it at a maximum of $395. Okay. Because you've given them a $5,000 flooring allowance. The other thing that you could do is, at closing, you could offer to pay $5,000 of the closing costs for the buyer. Okay, that's the other way to do it. It's really not ethical and legal to just sign a check and say, here you go, here's a $5,000 check. Thanks for buying my house. Here's the flooring allowance for you. It doesn't work like that. Okay, you're going to either have to lower the price of the house or pay for their $5,000 out of their closing costs. Okay, would be the way it would work. That's not just handing over of a check. I hope that kind of helped a little bit. There's a lot of we come across a lot of people today who are in a point where I haven't sold a house in a while. A lot of things have changed. How can I understand what's going on? And we explain these types of things to them all the time. And things are changing in the real estate world, the real estate market constantly. So it's good to ask those questions. Next week, we're going to flip the table a little bit, and we're going to do the 4.5 buyer beliefs that need to change. So we just did seller beliefs today. We're going to do buyer beliefs next week. Hope you stay tuned. This is Steve DePoe for the Rose Realty team. I'm going to bounce.